and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a challenge thing which I inspired to do by Michelle B. I'll link her channel down below and at the end of the video. She did a 30 days to simplify at the start of January, and I'm going to be doing 3 videos for this challenge. This one's going to be the first half of the physical decluttering, second half is going to be the second half of the physical decluttering, and the third video is going to be involving the whole mental decluttering side of the challenge. To start off the challenge, day 1 was just set your intentions. So sort of like 3 main questions, I guess. And the first one was, why am I doing this challenge? So for me, I wrote down in my little notebook, my Simplify My Life notebook, I said my space is always messy and I don't have a clue of what I own. And then the next question was, what is my end goal? My end goal was to walk into my room without constantly stressing that it's messy, because as much as I am not a neat person, I hate when my room's messy. And then the third question was, what are my blocks? So this was like, what will stop me from getting rid of stuff that I don't need? So for me, I get attached to objects and am materialistic, even though I don't like being it. I am. The way I got past these goals is thought of the end goal and how I will feel when I know everything that I own. Stop. Okay. Door just closed on me. The way most of the physical decluttering worked was by starting with guiding questions, then taking everything of that category out of its normal space, decluttering using your guiding questions, and then put everything back. So the first day, well, I guess the second challenge was declutter your wardrobe. So for clothes, my guiding questions were, does it fit? Does it make me feel good? Is it comfortable? Does the colour suit me? Have I worn it in the past year? And does it go with other clothing? So there was a bunch of categories. I'll obviously link the Michelle's playlist down below. She comes up with a big list of all like the different categories of clothing that you have, and you want to like separate all your clothes into these categories to make it easier to tackle rather than just like a big blob of clothes. Blob, you know what I mean? I ended up having 4 bags of clothing for me to donate and discard. And I had a box of clothes that I'm trying to sell currently on Carousel. From when I put them up, I'm going to leave them up for 2 weeks, and then if they don't sell in that time, then I'll just donate those clothes. This is my wardrobe before. And my wardrobe after. I'm really happy with how I've set it out, and it's much easier to pick out clothes that I want and sort of get ready in the morning. And also I chose to do the vertical folding of my clothes, and it's more time consuming to actually fold the clothes, but it's honestly so much easier to pick the clothes out. And I feel like a lot of people that do the vertical folding is they have all their clothes in like drawers, and I've only got like my socks and undies and bras, swimmers, that sort of stuff in my drawers. So it's sort of awkward for like my pants, skirts and workout clothes and stuff like that, but even so it works pretty well in just like my shelves. So yeah, it's much easier to pick out clothes, and clothes don't get lost under other stuff because those shelves get very messy very quickly. It was very, very time consuming. Oh boy, it took a long time to get through all my clothes. Personally, this was the hardest to declutter because I was very indecisive. And also, I know it's probably best to do it in one full bang, get rid of all the clothes you don't need, but I feel like I'm going to keep decluttering clothes because, I don't know, some of the clothes I feel like I'm keeping them but I don't really know if I need them. So, and some of my winter clothes I'm gonna keep and then see if I wear them in the winter, and then if I don't, I'll get rid of them. So it's sort of hard to do it with the clothes that aren't in season. Challenge number 3 was books. So this is the same steps. So my guiding questions for books were, do I have multiple? Have I read this in the past year, and will I ever read it again? Does this spark joy? Do I like the contents or just the cover? And am I keeping it to look cool? So these are all the books of mine that I could find. Now, because I live at home, there's a bunch of my sisters and brothers' books. All this stuff here I'm keeping, but it's not going to be stored in my room because a lot of it is also my family's. So I've got all these comics, I've got the Harry Potter books, the Louise Renson, Georgia Nicholson series, the Username Evie, the Hunger Games series. These books here, I've got Matthew Riley ones, I've got like Gardenia Girl Online books, and then a educational book. I've got these three books I'm currently reading. I know, why am I reading 3 books at once? And then I've also got these books that I'm keeping in my room. I've got the Amanda Hocking series, Ruby Redford series, just a random book that I like to read when I'm sad, another Matthew Riley book, and 2 other books in the Louise Renson trilogy. These are the books that I'm getting rid of. So I've just got a bunch of books I've already read that I don't think I'll ever read again, but Mum might keep them and give them to someone else. So this was a bit harder to do because a lot of my books aren't just mine. So I'm only keeping some books in my room, and then others are in my sister's bookshelf, so because they're sort of hers as well, and also like the rest of my family. So books, I didn't feel quite satisfied because I was keeping books because it's theirs, but I decluttered some of books that were mine. Challenge number 4 was paper. So this is like all your letters that you've got, bank statements, birth certificates in general, medical documentation and stuff like that. I had folders and stuff where I kept most of my paper. So Michelle's video, she recommends keeping letters that need actioning, which is like bills that you still need to pay, relevant warranties, birth certificates, qualifications and those sort of certificates, bank statements and medical documentation that you might need in the future. A online bank sort of thing that I took a photo of, and receipts that I took a photo of and then discarded the actual physical copy, and I kept photographs on Google Keep. All of this stuff is the stuff that I'm getting rid of. This stuff is the stuff I'm going to photograph and then discard the paper. And then this stuff is the stuff I'm going to keep because some of it I just got yesterday, and other stuff I'm just going to use today and then discard after. These 2 I'm just going to use today and then I'm throwing them out, and then this stuff is stuff that I'm using and I need to like give and refer to in the future. And then this is my birth certificate. Cleaning out this section was honestly so refreshing and just feels so great, getting rid of all the papers that I didn't even realise I had that many papers, but oh boy, felt good to get rid of them because I had reports from like when I was in year 10. I went through a phase where I kept every receipt. I asked for receipts all the time and I kept all of them. So and I had them from like 2 years ago. So challenge number 5 was stationery. So again, the guiding questions that I had for this was, is it in good condition? Do I enjoy using it? Does it have a purpose? And is it a duplicate? So this is all of my stationery. I mean, not all of it's technically stationery, but it's in my stationery area. So this stuff all here. Section was quite easy to declutter and actually surprisingly cleansing to get rid of a lot of the stuff that I didn't need. Electronics is day number 1, 2, 3, 4. The guiding questions I had for this was, do I know what this is and how to use it? Do I actually use this item? Does it work? And does it bring me joy? I had a lot of unnecessary electronics and other stuff in like a box that I hold all my electronics, and that was so messy before. So this is the no pile, and this is the yes pile, and that's the video playing to make sure I got stuff. So I've just got my, let me just pause this. This stuff is the stuff I'm keeping. So I've got my microphone, and then I've got a bunch of stuff for my like GoPro. I've got this camera which takes like film, and then just caps for you right here when I take my lenses off, and then just an aux cord for the car, a portable charger, my phone, and then my charger's over there. I've also got this paperwork that was amongst all my electronics, so I'm just throwing them out as well. I've got stuff for my phone, laptop and camera, and that's all. I don't have any. I used to have like my DS in there and like a digital camera that I never touched. And finally was the digital space. So you first got your digital space on your phone, and then you've also got your laptop. So I started off with my phone, and the guiding questions for this was, do I use this app regularly? I have an app that does the same as this one, and does using this app bring value to my life? Basically for this, you got to uninstall the apps that don't qualify for your guiding questions, create folders, and then put the most important apps on the front screen. And also you've got to declutter your contacts and messages. I've always been one person to declutter my messages often, but not my contacts, so that took a while to go through. It was very cleansing to do so. For my laptop, Michelle recommends delete everything in your downloads, get rid of everything off your desktop and empty your trash, and then uninstall any programs that you don't use, and then organize it into select folders, or however you like organizing your folders. It was time consuming but refreshing to get rid of a lot of things I didn't need. It was also sort of hard on like a Windows desktop to sort out folders and everything how Michelle recommends, because desktop on Windows you can't go into the trash can and that sort of stuff, but I made it work for me. I'm just jumping in, I'm just editing this video, and I just want to let you know that I'm putting up a blog post that's directly related to the video. And yeah, so if you want to read more into like my thoughts and that sort of stuff on the whole first half of the physical decluttering of the challenge, then it's going to be linked below. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching part 1 of the 30 Day Simplify Your Life challenge, my take on it anyway. And if you did, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you're keen to see the next 2 videos of it. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!